Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's Rascal here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the best settings in Modern Warfare 2. Alright, the first settings we're going into is graphics settings. So for display right here, this is what I rock. For dynamic resolution, definitely have this off. And then for both your V-Syncs, make sure these are both off. And then custom frame rate limit, doesn't really matter, I like to have it on. I just like to have it on limited. And then for brightness, I personally play this on 51. After we're finished with display, go to quality. And for right here, render resolution, I have it on 100. And the upscaling sharpening, definitely play this on fidelity cast. Now, yours might be on NVIDIA image scaling when we load up the game. And the only way to reset it to fidelity is putting it to off. And then once you apply it off, then you're able to change it to fidelity cast. After you do that, click square on it and go to strength. And put this all the way up to 100. After we do that, go to anti-aliasing. I have this on Filmic SMA 2E2X on low. And then for my video memory skill, I have this all the way up to 90. And for details and textures, I have everything on the very lowest you can have it. So very low, and then short for these stuff. And then once I go to bullet impacts, I have this on. This is his preference. I like to see my bullets and all that, but that's just preference. Other than that, everything else is off or low. And you can just copy everything on here. All the way until we get to the post-processing effects. So right here in video reflex latency, definitely have this on plus boost. And then depth of field, world mesh motion blur, and weapon motion blur, I definitely have all three of these off. And then for film grain, I like to have this personally on 0. After we're done with quality, we're going to go to view. And for field of view, I have this on 103. ADS field of view, definitely have this on affected. And weapon field of view, definitely have this on wide. And then for third person field of view and vehicle, doesn't matter. But what matters here is on camera is the first person camera movement. Make sure this is on at least 50%. After we're done with the graphics, I'm going to go to the controller. So for my button layout, I play on tactical flip. So my bumpers flip to what the triggers are used for. So I shoot and aim with my L1 and R1 button. And then I slide or dive with R3. And then I punch with the circle. Now as we keep going down, controller vibration, I definitely recommend having this off. And then for sensitivity, I play on 7.7. Sensitivity multiplier, that's on default. Same thing for vertical, default. And then for gameplay, I personally run no auto attack. I have it off. That's just preference. You like to run with it or not. And everything on here doesn't matter. As we go to advanced here, we have target aim assist obviously on. And the aim assist type, I personally play on default. And then aim response curve type, definitely have this on dynamic. And then for ADS sensitivity transition timing, make sure this is on instant. And then for custom sensitivity per zoom, I have the low zoom on 1.0, but everything else is 1.10. Just for sniping, so if I have a pretty high zoom, sniper or whatever, zoom on here, I have everything on 1.10. Just preference. And here we go for the dead zones. So it's gonna look kind of weird, but for right stick max, have this at 0.99. And then left stick min, have this on 0. And then the two you need to tweak is your right stick min and the left stick max. So I will definitely recommend having this on 0 for right stick. Put it all the way to 0, and then once you have stick drift, just bump it up by 0.01 like this. And just keep bumping it up all the way until it stops moving. Same thing for your left stick. And make sure specifically the left stick max that you change and the right stick min. Alright, for triggers here, this is really good for people that play on default when you aim and shoot. As fast response as possible. However, if you do play on a setting called bumper jumper, flipped specifically, I'll show you right here. As you can see on the bumper jumper flip, whether it's tactical or not, you see on the right, you see the L2 that says jump. Now, sometimes if you have the trigger dead zone all the way to 0, you're gonna accidentally jump. So you definitely want to tweak with that as well to make sure you don't accidentally jump, because of the input on the trigger is 0. But make sure you tweak with that as well. But if you don't play with that setting, I would definitely recommend have it all the way to 0. Everything else here doesn't matter except for gyro aim. Make sure this is off for all your gyro settings. And then everything down here is basically the same. Obviously for tactical sprint behavior, I play on double tap personally. And then for all the mantles, I have all three of them off. Next setting down here is invert slide and dive behavior. Make sure this is on inverted. Definitely recommend having this on. Default is on standard, but inverted is a lot easier when you're diving around the map. So instead of holding the button down to dive, you tap it. Everything down here is by default, so you can copy if you want it or not. So next setting here is audio. It doesn't really matter. This is all personal preference, but me, I like to have a headphone bass boost. And then master volume, I play on 50. And then all these volumes here, you can copy it whether or not you like it or not. I guess the main one here is effects volume that does something, I guess. So I guess for hearing the gun sounds and I guess maybe footsteps, I'm not sure. But I have it on 100, but it's just whatever you like to have it on. Alright, the last settings, we got interface settings. So right here, everything is whatever you like to have it on. This is just my preference, don't really change much with it at all. Except for the HUD bounce. Definitely recommend tweaking it with it as low as you want it to have it. I think max is 100, but I play it all the way to 0 just so I'm able to see the minimap at the top left and the kill feed on bottom left a lot easier on the screen. And then minimap shape, definitely have this on square with rotation on. And then crosshairs, I personally like to play with it on. And then hit marker visuals and all that, same thing on. And then all this stuff doesn't really matter. And then here we go, the telemetry. I have this on FPS counter on and server latency on. Now this doesn't matter, it's just preference as well, but I like to have these two on just to see my ping and the frames at the top left. And everything down here doesn't really matter. It's just whatever you like to have, so you can copy out what I have. And then the main one is color customization. So right here, this is what I play with for my filters and intensities. I'll all the way to 100, excuse me. And then the main part right here is the enemy. So whatever enemy color you have on here, I just play on default red. Make sure you click on it, and then once you're on here, make sure your brightness and saturation is all the way at the highest, just so you're able to see the enemy player color a lot brighter on your screen. The red dot on top of their heads makes it a lot more vibrant and more popping once you see them. So definitely recommend having these two all the way high. Alright, that's gonna be it for the Modern Warfare 2 Season 4 settings video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment down below if you guys have any questions. I'll do my best to answer all of them. And subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.